Welcome to the yarn room. Let's crochet it. Let's crochet these little flowers to add to my plant. Let's start with a circle of 6 single crochets and a magic ring. And then we're going to attach our gold yarn. And this is how I do mine. So if you have a different way you want to do it, go for it, people. So I'm going to attach my yarn and chain 2. And what we're going to do here will be our pattern that we will follow. And in the same stitch, you're going to make a double crochet. We're going to chain 1. And then we're going to make a picot stitch. In those 2 front posts, we're going to insert our hook. And then we're going to pull it through and pull it right through that chain we just made. So it's like a slip stitch up at the top. And this will make a nice little point for our sunflower. Then we're going to make another double crochet into that same spot. And now we're going to chain 2 for our last double crochet. And insert into the same spot. The whole thing is, the whole petal is crocheted into one stitch. And then we're going to move to the next stitch. And remember, we have 6 stitches. So we're moving to the next stitch and we're going to slip stitch it. And keep that kind of tight. Now chain 2. And then we're going to double crochet into the same stitch. So the pattern is chain 2, double crochet, this picot stitch, and another double crochet, and then a chain 2, and slip stitch into the same stitch. This is the chain 2. Slip stitch into the same stitch. So it's chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, picot, double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch back into the same stitch. That's how every petal is going to go. And if we have 6 stitches on here, then we will have 6 petals. So just keep up that and we will see what we come up with. I'm sitting outside in my front yard and life is happening, and I thought it would be a great background for the video. Very relaxing, just like crocheting. All the kids are out, they're playing, and I don't think life can be censored or copyrighted, right? Nice background. The wind is blowing, the leaves are just blowing around. And let's just finish and we will get to the end here. Now I'm moving. And if you've already done all of this and are faster than me, just skip on over. Here's the end now. I'm making my last petal. Chain 2, double crochet into the same stitch, chain 1, picot stitch, double crochet. Oh, we're going to slip stitch it. We didn't finish the picot stitch. And then double crochet to the same stitch and chain 2. We can do it. We can do it. Yeah. Oh, well. I don't know, can we? Nope, I don't think I caught that very well. Let me go back. Okay, now here's our double crochet to the same stitch, and then chain 2. Got it. Chain 2, chain 2, and then slip stitch into the same stitch. And then this is the end. We should have 6 petals. Let's do some counting here. I always like to count, make sure I do have enough, because sometimes you never know. Snip, snip, snip. Now, how do we finish that off? We insert our hook into that first petal stitch, and we're going to bring that yarn tail to the back, and then we're going to tie it to the other gold yarn tail, and then we will snip it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we did it, we did it, we did it. Can you hear my dogs barking? I'm sitting outside and they want to be out in the front. I may be walking back to the backyard soon. There we go, tied into a knot. And then we're just gonna snip it. We don't snip the brown ones because the brown ones are going to be the ones we use for tying it to the plant. And then there it is. It's going to join all its friends. Look at that. They're beautiful. Make as many as you want for whatever project you're working on. Mine is going to go on a hanging plant. And this is how I attach it to my hanging plant, the greenery. I insert my hook in through the front of the leaf. And then I pull out one of the yarn, of the brown yarns, and then I insert my hook into a space next to that and bring the next yarn in. Well, trying to get me to work there. So there we go. And then I just tie it with like 3 knots to make myself happy. There we go, there we go. Okay. I hope you're enjoying the background ambiance. Okay, now we snip it. Boing. And it's attached to the plant. And oh my goodness. I have a video making these vines and a video making this potted plant using a recycled K-cup. And this is what we can get right here. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And then now I put something extra on the top. So when I stop playing with this thing and it stops twirling around, I'll show you. So I have a big 2 circles with like 3 rounds, and then I slip stitched them closed together so the back and the front look nice. And around that stitch at the top that I join them together, that's where I'm going to be working my petals. Each petal is going to work in 2 stitches. So you're going to work 3 stitches in one, 3 crochet stitches into 1 stitch, and then you're going to move over to the next stitch and create the other 3 for that same petal. So just whatever you have there, your circle wise, just insert your hook and fasten on the way you like to fasten on. Well, here I go again. What did I do? Did I mess up? Well, we'll just have to leave it like that, won't we? All right, now put it in there. There you go. You don't need a long tail, so just leave enough to where you're not going to lose it, because you're going to use it to tie together at the end and hide it inside the flower. And you fasten on. I don't count that as a stitch. I count 2. And I pull that tail a little bit to tighten up the stitch. And that is my first double crochet. I'm going to make a double crochet after that, because that post counts as a double crochet. And now I'm going to make a triple crochet, and it's all going into the same stitch. get it untangled there. Now we're going to do 2 chains, and then we're going to do a picot stitch as we did in the other ones. But we're going to, look, I didn't need to wrap it around because I'm doing my picot stitch. I need to go through those 2 posts. Can you see them right there? And now we're going to the next stitch, and we're going to put our triple crochet in there. So the first stitch is going to have 2 double crochets and a triple crochet, then a picot, and then you're going to start at the next stitch. Here's your triple crochet. Got to get it right. It's splitting on me. And you guys, this is not an ultra beginner video. You know how to make a triple crochet. If not, just watch what I'm doing and you would learn how to do that. You can put me on slow motion using your settings there. You can speed me up if you need to. So, and we're going to do our, what did I do there? I was not paying attention. That was our 2 chains and then slip stitch. And now we're going into the next. We're going to work on the next 2 crochet stitches. And we're going to do the same thing, and that's going to be our pattern. My street is coming alive with summer happenings. It's not even summer yet. Spring happenings, I believe I should say. I think it's going to be in the 80s today. And it's March 8th, I believe. Okay, now we're at the end of the flower, and I'm going to show you how we close off. Okay, so we've done every flower just like that. Each petal is in 2 stitches of the circle round that you have. Now, oh, I guess I didn't show you how to cut it off, but you just finish it off just like the other ones, and you bring the tails in the back and you tie them together, and then you hide them inside the round. Now, I made this little crochet ring, and I'm sewing it to the back of that flower because I'm going to use it as a little stopper for the hanging plant for the pot. And you can raise it and lower it, and depending on what you want, you know, you can even take it off if you don't like it. But anyways, I'm making it. This is a commission for someone. They wanted a hanging plant, but then they said they wanted possibly if I had one that is a sunflower. So here we go. Now I'm going to show you how I put this. This is the cord for the hanging plant that will go over the rearview mirror, and I pull it through that little loop. And then I have it right here hanging. There's Daisy with the sunflower. And then look at my plant there. And then you can tighten it up at the top so you have a plant on the top. And then the hanging plant at the bottom. That is so adorable. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. Like and subscribe if you love this video. Well, if you even just like this video. Thank you so much. Check out my channel, watch my videos, and that's how you can support me if you want to. Bye-bye. From Angie in the yarn room.